afternoon is a battle between Botswana and Zambia. Gaborone United ladies taking on Zambia's Zesco Ndola Girls FC. Remember, Botswana heading into this match on the back of winning over Costa do Sol in their semi-final match, while the Zambian opponents here this afternoon are making it to the finals here this afternoon after winning over two-time regional champions Mamelodi Sundowns Ladies FC of South Africa. Botswana making it to their second straight final in a row. They were the losers in last year's final. And the Zambian opponents here this afternoon making it to their first ever final in their debut showing here at the qualifiers. Both teams on the cusp of making history here this afternoon. And if the semi-final matches are anything to go by, we're set for an exciting match. Let's quickly go to the coaches and hear what they had to say. Earlier on, they had a chat with my colleague, Ongeziwe.
By Gaborone United coach Khalid Nyonzima. What's your approach, coach, to this encounter, and how do you plan to manage game's momentum and make sure that you capitalize on scoring opportunities?
Thank you for having me. You just have to be smart and continue where we left from the last game that we played. What we can recall is just all our games. We never played any game goalless draw. So I think offensively we are fine. We just have to maintain, just to keep the clean sheet, then we'll win the game.
Will you employ your high pressing strategy to try and disrupt Zesco girls Ndola passing rhythm?
Yeah, we need to increase our passing speed, because what we realize that they are very slow in the midfield. So we need to increase our passing speed and increase the intensity and the tempo of the game, so that we can try to unsettle them in the first quarter.
Coach, Gaborone United defense can withstand the Zesco Ndola girls counter-attacks, and are there maybe any changing in your squad for this encounter?
Yeah, we are ready for the transition from defense to attack. We know they are capable, what they are capable of doing. There's only one change that we brought today. Desiree returned to the left back position. Then Nancy, we pushed Nancy in the midfield. Then it's much away as a central defender. All the players retain their positions.
Coach, this is your second final in just 2 years. How do you plan to use your tips, your tricks, and this encounter?
We learn each and every day. We learned the first time we are here, so we know what to do to win the final.
Thank you, coach, and good luck.
Thank you, ma'am.
We are joined by Zesco Ndola girls coach William Zulu. Your team has shown consistently throughout the tournament. What's your approach heading to this clash of titans with Gaborone United, who are making the second appearance in the finals of this qualifier?
It's very good for us, and it's a motivation for my players playing this tournament for the first time. At least we are there. Yes.
You are there. How do you plan to utilize your midfielders to control the tempo of the game and create scoring opportunities?
We play our usual game, passing game. That's our usual game. We play our game. We control the ball, the game in the midfield. We go out front. Still, we are coming for punch. Yes.
You are talking about scoring goals. Zesco has been solid in transition. How do you plan to balance attacking intent with defensive discipline and against the free scoring opponent?
I've watched their game. They play aerial balls. So for us, we'll be waiting for them to push the ball up there. Then we correct the ball, start playing. We know their strategy, their strength. We know they play aerial balls.
Are there any changes in your squad, coach?
No. We are coming with the same squad. We haven't changed.
Thank you so much, coach. Good luck.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
A very big thank you to both our coaches. We're looking forward to a very exciting match here this afternoon. Remember, it is the grand finale of the 2025 CAF Women's Champions League COSAFA qualifiers. Gaborone United ladies taking on Zambia's Zesco Ndola girls. Caesar Mabena coming up with commentary. Stay with us.
The CAF Champions League COSAFA qualifiers of 2025 reach its climax at the UJ A.W. Miller Stadium, where history will be made by Botswana's Gaborone United or Zambia's Zesco Ndola girls in the final. Keeping in mind, we will have first-time winners in as far as who will lift this trophy at the end of the day. A very good afternoon wherever you may be enjoying these games from, and we continue to, well, tell the story of the ever-growing women's game in African football, and in this case, in Southern African football. The aim of the game, fingerprints on the trophy between the, well, ladies from either Botswana or Zambia. Now, it's a crowd that's arrived early, that's also eager for the action to continue here on the final day. They have come out, those especially that are behind the ladies from Botswana, making their presence felt here with the flag as well. I've spotted during the course of the day one or two that have come out from Zambia as well. Both these nations are very well represented within the borders of South Africa, so the way of support for both these sets of ladies shouldn't be a problem at all. I am Caesar Mapena, proud to be in your company in what should be a, well, at the very least, interesting day of football on a hot day out in Johannesburg as we steamroll towards spring day. And of course, the temperatures 28 degrees here at the HW Miller Stadium in Auckland Park, just next to central Johannesburg. So, for those that have come from the different parts of Gauteng and possibly the different parts of Johannesburg, they all would have had to ascend to central Joburg to enjoy what should be a drama-filled day of football. The ladies have been hard at it. It's been just a day's rest between the semi-final and today, and over the last week they've gone through a lot of football here, keeping in mind the aim of the game, of course, will be to represent Southern Africa in the Champions League tournament proper, where the Southern African sides have been done proud, of course, by Mamelodi Sundowns, who are the most successful club side in as far as the continental game is concerned throughout the continent. Well, for the Gaborone United ladies, the support has come through. Zesco will be hoping their support is loud and proud as well here. They will be proud, the Zesco Ndola ladies, keeping in mind as we look at the one Zambian fan we can find for the time being. They'll be proud of the fact that this, their debut at this tournament, and in their very first showing, they've pushed on all the way through to the final, and en route to the final, have done away with the ever impressive Mamelodi Sundowns with a 2-1 scoreline in the semi-finals. And coming from behind, keeping in mind Rabale was the opening goal scorer in that semi-final, Piri and Kabwe, where the ladies come back with the 2 goals that saw the ladies from Zambia pushing through. Gaborone United, well, they put their place in the final with a confident 3-1 win over Costa del Sol of Mozambique. Fireworks expected during the course of the afternoon. The crowd swinging splits and giving us an atmosphere. And the CAF flag to lead out the COSAFA flag. And of course, the officials and post-sets of teams will be making their way onto the field here for the pre-match formalities in what should be a day to remember for all involved here during the course of the afternoon, including the refereeing team and those that are out in the stands, are providing the atmosphere a final of this nature deserves. Well, an important day with both teams having lined up. The Zesco girls will come across here for the most peaceful moment of the afternoon in as far as these 2 sets of goals are concerned. Of course, the young ladies from Zambia in the green and orange, whilst those from Botswana will be in the red and white. The officials this afternoon, well, we'll be looking for a good showing as well. But before we get to them, let's look at Gaborone United. The look for Mochawe as well as Haufetoge in the heart of defense to be solid, weighing the numbers 2 and 8 in midfield. They do have the experience Ariaganyo to look to, as well as Atari and Baileti. But it's the 3 up front that are a real threat, with Untameti having scored 7 goals here, supported by Mabonga on 5 goals in this tournament, a whopping 5, and Ditebe having contributed with 1 on her own. So they will be a serious threat going forward, those three, and will look to bring trouble the way of Zesco Ndola girls. The officials. Njabulo from South Africa will be assisted by Evelyn Augustinus from Namibia, as well as Tahi Njadihari from Madagascar. Ms. Asinainia. And all will be looking for a good showing, keeping in mind VAR will be playing a factor as usual in the COSAFA tournaments. It's the norm now over the last few years for VAR to be a part of the family in this big stage. Of course, Grace from Zimbabwe will be our video assistant referee, assisted by Clarice Simango of Zim, as well as Victoria Shangola of Namibia. Now, in as far as Zesco is concerned, they will look to Nali between the sticks here to have a good showing. That is the fourth appearance of this tournament again. The combination of Chomba and Piri in the heart of that defense will be crucial, with Pwalia and Soka looking to overlap whenever they can. Again, the experience and the, well, entertaining factor in the attacking players here, the likes of Govu and Piri, out in the wide areas to support Miller as well as Mubanga in the attack, should have the Zambian fans, well, feeling confident ahead of the final that should get underway in the next few. So, interesting in listening to William Zulu in his pre-match interview before this match got underway. Seems to have studied his opponents well, knows what to expect, and is adamant that his side will keep to what they know, which is playing a good footballing game with the ball on the floor here for the Gaborone United ladies. Of course, led by Khalid Nyanzima. Second time they've gotten to a final in a couple of years. Yeah, they'll be looking now to make it third time lucky in the way of being crowned Southern African champions, and going on to represent the region amongst the very best Africa has to offer. Moments away from kickoff. Njabulo Ndlela. Final checks for Ms. Ndlela, as well as a refereeing team here. It is Gaborone United to get this game underway. They will attack the goal to the right of your picture. As far as Zesco Ndola girls, they'll attack the goal to the left. If you're unfamiliar with them, they are in the green with a touch of orange. So it is United then with the red and a touch of white to immediately look to attack the goal to the right then, and the early ball forward, getting the flick on, and in at the end going out for the throw-in. It is a tournament that has blessed us with a whole lot of goals up to this point. 59 goals in 14 matches coming into this afternoon's final. A whopping average of 4.21 goals a match means there has been plenty of entertainment, and we're hoping for more of the same here during the course of today. Oluba with the initial touches. Well, Chinga now in the middle of the park, looks to keep it moving. It's Ilambo out on the far side to pick up the pieces. The challenge nicely done here by Ditebe in winning it back. So, in the hustle from Chinga, second appearance for her, wearing the number 5 jersey in this tournament, looking for the early ball forward here. It's Halfet Doche, who starts off solidly with her first touch of the game, looking to calm her teammates down here in the early exchanges. Started off with 10 teams in the tournament, 2 remain. Tournament started back on the 22nd. If you haven't kept up with the action so far, tournament top goal scorer is, of course, from one of these 2 teams, from the young ladies from Botswana, and yes, she is in the starting lineup. With 7 goals so far, will be a real threat to the Zambian defense as well. Goal looking to get onto the front foot once again through Mabonga. Gaborone United, much wait for them as yet in the early stages. Strength needed in the middle of the park here as the whistle goes in favor of the Ndola girls. Now, bit of space on the near side for the overlapping run for the first time, looking for the early cross. Well, United having numbers back defensively, although that clearance did come at some cost with a player down here. Referee not taking any chances, so attention will be given to Nancy Baileti, who's picked up the knock. Third appearance, 3 appearances for Baileti so far in this tournament. Has played a total of 239 minutes in the course of leading Gaborone United to this final. Head injury, the reason why the game was brought to a halt, of course. They do take no chances with those type of situation. Well, for Gaborone United, they will be happy that it looks as though they won't have to worry about the early change, and Nancy Baileti making away with the field, should be back on in the next few. As far as Gaborone United, of course, they did finish on the top of Group B, a 3-team group, where they won both their matches, did get maximum points in the group, 6 points that is. And they only conceded on 1 occasion in the group stages. Here they are now with the ball in the middle of the park, trying to find the opening on this near side. Now, Piri looking for the handball. Endless Piri wearing the number 7 jersey, certainly one to keep an eye on in the middle of the park here for Zesco Ndola girls. Yes, she is looking to keep things moving. Exciting to watch. Really does get through quite a workload as Endless Piri. So, early ball forward here, and picking up the second ball. The Ndola girls here with numbers in the box. The ball played in, cleared. But Gaufet didn't get too much distance on it in the end. Disappointing attempt to try and play the ball back into the box from Mabel Pwalia. Well, for Zesco Ndola girls, it was a tough 14 group that they were in, as they have some defending to take care of. Yep, good understanding between goalkeeper and defender on that occasion. Nice skill. Couldn't keep it moving. Finding a bit of space with out in the far side, back to Radiaganyo. First time we're seeing the Gaborone United ladies putting together a few passes inside the opposition off of the field. Kinyadizwe going down the line here for Ditebe to try and get on to. Closely watched the entire step of the way then by Pwalia. Well, it has been easy for Zesco Ndola girls in the same group with Mamelodi Sundowns, which would have made their life difficult, being the best second placed finishers in qualifying for the semi-finals. Did lose the one game to Mamelodi Sundowns. 1-0 was the scoreline in the group stages. Keep in mind they faced them twice, lost to them once and beat them on the other occasion. Work by Muluba as well as Muchinga in the middle of the park as they go on to win the set piece. Ratari, the lady that gave away the foul here, the young ladies from Zesco haven't quite found their footing as yet and trying to get into the front foot. A few unforced errors coming into the game here in the early stages. Again in the defensive areas is Pralia. That is solid, finding a bit of space and the outlet out wide on that right side. The early ball again, looking for one of 4 players on the edge of the box, and well, they've been solid so far. Gaborone United in defensive areas, they really have been responsible in getting back now. All over the top here. Good enough for Ditebe to latch on to 2 targets inside the box. And closely watched by Chamba. Needs a bit of support at this point, a little isolated, does well to protect the ball and setting up the throw-in for a side. Had to leave a central position in a defense. Chomba on that occasion to cover out on that far side. Seven minutes in. If you are just joining us in this final, we are yet to have a shot in anger or to have one of the two goalkeepers really tested as yet. Both these sides still looking for the early momentum. With Tamila playing the ball down the line easily, dealt with in defense by Gaborone United. Lovely skilled in and good movement of the ball on that far side. Strength came to the fore, and there was one duel in favor of Zesco. That's Piri showing good recovery at first, yeah. And read the situation well, dealt with that bounce, which is always uncomfortable for defenders to deal with exceptionally well, using a body to keep an opponent at bay. That's nicely done, well anticipated. And Soko that's got it all started now. NLS Piri looking to drive forward straight down the middle. In the end, she took on one too many. Still, it rolls kindly here for the Zesco ladies. The early ball forward is disappointing, with three trying to make their way into the danger area. We'll look to Mila Milambo to do much better in those sorts of areas. So that's exactly what the man in your picture, William Zulu, is thinking on that occasion. And as far as the final ball, which is what's lacking from the Zesco Ndola girls so far. Space again in the middle of the park here for Machinga. Movement is good on this near side from Soko, looking to play the ball down the line then, and needed a better touch on the move then from NLS Piri. Covers a lot of ground as the young lady wearing the number 7 jersey. Piri, see her do likewise for the Zambian national team in the COSAFA qualifier, in the COSAFA Cup, or Championship I should say, and as far as the ladies are concerned. Keep in mind, both these sides do play their football in the top divisions in the respective countries. Zesco Ndola girls playing in the Pairs Women's Super Division champions, which is how they made their way into this tournament. And the final crowned the Women's Super Division champions for the 24-25 season, which was the last campaign. Machinga happy to accompany the ball out for a goal kick. It's Jumba. Under a bit of pressure there. She couldn't take the care she wanted in trying to find the teammate. They will get the throw in on the far side, will the Zesco ladies. 10 minutes gone by, 0-0 the score, and a very even game of football we are enjoying so far here in the heart of Johannesburg. No space in the middle of the park. In the end, it's NLS Piri to once again try and drive forward. She lies by one and looks to take on more. And once again is running stuff into trouble here. That's 2 or 3 occasions now. NLS Piri is trying to maybe do a little too much on the ball. Then you can understand the eagerness to try and eliminate numbers. Ability to do so. Needing to maybe choose her moments wisely. Machinga. Good movement here on this near side from Soko. And great job in dealing with all of the balls being played into the edge of the box then from our area Gaborone United point of view. Piri releases early and connects with the pass this time, completes the pass. Muluba. She is on the ball again, looking to complete the 1-2, then the angle of the pass didn't do a teammate any favors. Good first touch. And he released into no man's land, really. Well, we did hear in the pre-match interview, William Zulu point out that at times they would expect the Gaborone United side to go long with their attempts to try and find that front three. It has happened on a good few occasions, so his assessment of his opponents has been spot on. Piri finds the pass walked out with in the left back position by Kinyadidre. Ditebe. And that's Kinyadidre with the ball down the line, then hoping to find the teammate. In the end, Chomba will have the last touch into touch. Good. Salvatore had a very good start to this game, and the commentators just kicks in. As I say that, misplaces the pass out for the throw-in. Of course, the A.W. Miller Stadium in a beautiful part of Johannesburg, right next to the University of Johannesburg campuses, but the view of the CBD in Johannesburg, the city centre, is a beautiful one here upon the hill. So that is the backdrop of this stadium on a lovely day. It's approaching, of course, spring, as we point out a little bit earlier. If you went with us, 28 degrees here in Johannesburg, so ladies may be feeling the heat somewhat. Now, could be a chance on here. The block has the option to find the pass out wide on that far side. The eventual shot won't pose any problems at all for Peresi, coming in for the first save of the match, 14 minutes in. So the ladies, they play their football in the top tier after in Botswana now to try and push forward. Finished first in the Botswana Women's Championship in the 24-25 season, which is how they booked their place here to this tournament in Auckland Park. That looks a good ball, good run by Piri. So Piri's ball in, or attempt, is very well washed. Again, it's Gaborone, who's been absolutely outstanding in a defense for Gaborone United. This was a lovely ball. This good vision, good understanding between the two players. Well-timed run, very well meshed by the quality of the ball then. Again, the young lady wearing the number 8 jersey has been outstanding for Gaborone United. That being Gaborone. Anyway, will do. For William Zulu, the coach of Zesco, is vocal on the side of the field. Watching him outside of your picture right now. And the ball moves left, he moves left to the side of the technical area, and he moves right, he does likewise here. Now, bit of space in the middle of the park here for United. Space to turn here as Mapomga looks for the through ball a little too much. Then she did have the movement of the danger player in Ontlameti out on that left side. Better place ball, and you've got the international latching onto it then, looking for an 8th goal in this tournament. Oh, nice Cecilia by Ndlovu. In winning it back in the middle of the park. Needed a better pass, however, to find Piri. And running, keeping alive on this near side, the combination of Ndlovu and Piri. Yes, Tandi with Ndlovu. Strong play in the middle of the park initially from Mamuchinga. In the end, her shots Left a lot to be desired then. Nowhere near the connection she would have been hoping for. Kennedy's under pressure in the end, losing out then in a dangerous area. To clean up defensively. Violate. Klamma. Heavy first touch. Seems to walk away with a jab for Zesco. Supported by Soko, who did have endless Piri moving down the line. See Piri as well as Mubanga off your ball a moment ago. In fact, still now having quite a lot to say to each other. Not quite happy, one suggests, just by reading their body language, the way things are fared, maybe in the combination play. They're still having words with each other, those two. Well, for Gaborone United ladies, of course, got to the final last year against the University of Western Cape. Game that ended with a 1-1 scoreline, went on to penalties where the University of Western Cape won 9-8 on penalties. Defending by Baileti. Maybe felt there was a bit of a nudge on her then, and maybe there could have been a set piece the way of the young ladies from Botswana. There you have it, Gaborone United for life. There's a man who's hoping they can get over the hurdle this time. I said third time lucky for the nation of Botswana. You'll remember before Gaborone United last year, it was double action ladies from Botswana that got to the finals. So Botswana have made the last two finals, losing both of them to South African sides. Now, chance here to pull the trigger again. Good work defensively as Ralph Etoge, who's continued to stand out defensively. Radiakanyo. Iteb. Tamma. Iteb. And they look for the long ball over the top. They very well dealt with Piri initially. Double action ladies from Botswana, losing out to Mamelodi Sundowns a couple of years ago. You know, the COSAFA champions last year were the University of Western Cape. Both they and Sundowns going through to the Champions League proper last season, where TP Mazembe were eventually crowned champions. "20 minutes gone by. Piri should be fine and able to continue with the game." Mentioned a little earlier that she didn't cut a very happy young lady with the way things have started in these early stages. That last look we saw of her maybe confirms that. Nicely done by Piri in winning it back here. Muchinga. Mila. Oh, she's done well, Mila, now. Two teammates inside that box again. Are very responsible in taking up the defensive positions, Gaborone United, and protecting Perez between the sticks. Good movement. Drop of the shoulder then to find the yard of space for the shot. Good communication between keeper and defender on that occasion as well. Now, when the team needs you most, as the 12th man or woman, you get up and you make your presence felt. That's exactly what the supporters of Gaborone United are doing here. Giving us a nice backdrop in the way of sound to this final. They completely outnumber those from a Zambian point of view, should be said. Klammer is with the throw-in down the line. The battle in the middle of the park between these two sides. Still a very even game. If you are just joining us as we approach the midway point of the first half. The challenges from Ginyadi on the far side, and again Zesco not quite getting it together going in towards the final third. Chamba. Time on the board here for Baileti. Radiakanyo looking to keep it moving, hounded every step of the way then by Machinga. Halfedoche, back to Perez. No movement by Radiakanyo, but again, watch closely. Chomba, who's at a little bit too much in her eagerness to try and win the ball back. Set piece it is to United. Radiakanyo along the set piece out of that far side. You remember in the 2023 version of this tournament, Zesco Radiakanyo, who certainly went to watch in this game, did play for double action and did win the best player of the tournament. She's wearing the number 26 jersey, so they are wise to her expertise and will be looking to keep a very close eye on the Botswana International. Now Piri, early ball, it's a lovely ball, best chance of the game here. Beautifully done by Piri. Now those two are happy with each other. The Mubanga applauding the effort from Piri on this near side, skins the defender. That's what you want to see from the wingers. Beautiful ball between the two defenders, and in the end Mubanga just couldn't get up high enough to get over the ball. So this may come as a bit of a surprise here, but Mila Malambo will be the first change in the game. Milambo in her fourth appearance, having played 134 minutes before coming into this afternoon's clash, makes way, and it's Kabwe that comes on in her place. Well, and as far as legends, Galusha Badra amongst those sitting in the stands. It is a joy to watch in both these sides, as there are a good number of internationals from a Botswana and a Zambian point of view for us to enjoy. Pongoliwewe also amongst those that is sitting out in the stands. Earlier on it was Pongoliwewe. I thought I saw out in the stands as well a famous Zambian broadcaster, he and his father, a famous commentator. That Kadusha Palio, for the youngsters that don't know, the gentleman in the black t-shirt is of course a legendary Zambian footballer in his time, back in the early 90s and so on. Sude Tum in the middle of the picture, heads COSAFA, and the rest of the COSAFA executives in your picture up alongside her. What a job they've done over the years, and as far as ensuring that the COSAFA region, Southern Africa, continues to have tournaments of this nature at a high level. Things like VAR being implemented into the tournaments as well, leading Africa in that regard, the COSAFA region. And of course, the technical teams that assess all the matches and keep up with the trends of the game and which direction the games are moving, both the ladies and in the men's tournaments. Now, good movement, great chance! Oh, super goalkeeping. Top-notch goalkeeping then from Hazel Nali. What a lovely ball to match a lovely run on the far side. Now, Endless Piri. So, they continue to do great work. The team that works with COSAFA, of course, and showing students also come in to learn in the different departments you can learn from a tournament such as this, either from a television point of view or the medical departments for the injured players that go down, which is the case now. Won't be a part of the media now. That's the last chance. What a ball. That's the ball of the match so far and the save of the match so far. Ndlamedi denied the 8th goal of the season. So, few concerns. If you look at the body language of the Zesco team, the lady that is down is, of course, Zesco Ndola, the player of the tournament back in 2023. If memory serves me right, that tournament was out in Durban. Then a double action player also. Plays for the women's national team. One of the stars of Botswana football is she also has lit up the COSAFA tournament she's played in. She's in tears for the time being. We're hoping it's not too serious an injury and that she will be able to come out and continue to fight the cause here. There is the rest of the COSAFA team. It is a big team. They do, of course, get through some lovely work in the different tournaments that are held in the different countries, the likes of Malawi, Zimbabwe, South Africa, of course, hosting a good number of tournaments, including the COSAFA Schools tournament. So they'll come from different parts of the southern parts of Africa, of course, the team. Some reporting in French and in the different languages for the different parts of Southern Africa. As the corner is played here, Piri to keep it alive. Now, all in towards that far post again. With the initial 2 headers, then could be a bit of an issue for Gaborone, holding her head as though there could be a head injury. In fact, she is going down for the time being, so the game will be brought to a halt. Approaching the half-hour mark. No, the scoreline, the best chance. A stretch has gone the way of Gaborone United, then with the right lady on the ball, then the Botswana international. Ndlamedi denied by quite a save from Hazel Nali. Well, they've arrived. They're a little late coming to the party, the Zambian fans. But they're making their presence felt now. Action happening inside that box, and again, United having enough numbers back to ensure there's no threat to their goal. Now, here they are on the counter-attack. Pace needed here from Abonga. Oh, have to appreciate the efforts. Yep, the Zambians are here. Colourful as ever. And whenever we do have these COSAFA tournaments, there's always a competition between the Zambians, the Malawians, and the Zimbabweans as to who are the loudest and most colourful. This time, the Gaborone United fans are doing their bit in making sure Botswana is well represented. The Lesotho fans aren't bad either in these tournaments. Nali able to comfortably get behind the ball then. Now you have 30 minutes of play gone by. No, the scoreline for the time being. Set piece it is to Zesco, who have made a change, a tactical change here. Wasn't a forced change in this first half, if you are just joining us. Foul committed then by Giyaditse on Gabwe, the lady that has come on as the substitute here in the first half. Well, the ladies' game continues to grow in popularity. So, Zesco looking for the opener here in this final. Piri as well to eliminate one now on the left foot. Oh, that's brave play once again from Gaborone. protecting Camelo Perez at the expense of a corner. Piri did so well here in picking the ball up and losing the defender. She eliminates one. She's bought herself time. She's bought herself space, and showing confidence in that left foot. It's pretty. It's from the training grounds. It'll be another corner. Now pulled in towards that near post again. Needed to be dealt with. Skinyani goes on to concede the third corner in a row here for Zesco ladies. Good job here. The United defense and just pushing up as a group to push back Zesco and holding that line rather well. That's well in pushing it down the line here. And finding the teammate Klapma with the early ball forward. Race on here for Untamente. Heavy touch. So, of course, the Zambians amongst the best, not only in Southern Africa, but I think it's safe to say amongst the best on the continent in the ladies game. Well, love the fact that one of theirs can get to the Champions League tournament proper once again. In the defense, they may have thought the game was kicking off at 3 o'clock. The Zambian fans, usually, of course, games do kick off at 3 o'clock. In the various tournaments, and as far as finals and so on, but keep in mind we did have a 2 o'clock kickoff this afternoon. Keep in mind, should the game go beyond the 90 minutes, we are looking to have good light here and conclude matters in a good light, which is why the early kickoff comes into effect. Machinga could find the teammates. Both these sides a little sloppy with their passing. Well, the country of Zambia has had previous winners before, back in 2022 when Green Buffaloes got the better of Mamelodi Sundowns in the final. And it ended with a no-no scoreline, and it's Buffaloes that won at 6-5 on penalties. So over the last 4 finals, 2 of them have gone to penalties. Those that haven't gone to penalties have both been won by Mamelodi Sundowns in 2021, beating Black Rhinos Queens from Zimbabwe 3-0. 2023, beating Double Action Ladies from Botswana with a 2-0 scoreline. Mabonga had to work extremely hard in trying to keep that alive, and nothing wrong with their technical skills. She just ran out of space here on this near side, but some nice touches nonetheless. So Piri. It's Untamente who wins it back momentarily for United. Machinga. Desiree. One out of the defenders here, the defender on the other side of the field. She's the only one that has found the back of the net so far in this tournament. Now, Piri. And it was the ball in, and the keepers were painted into danger, and unfortunately for Zesco, they couldn't take full advantage of it. They'll settle for the corner. It's Perez then dealing with the ball in from Piri. has very nearly played it into a spot of bother. Piri involved for the 2 best crosses so far we've seen in this match. They've both been problematic for United. Piri again, far post. Keeper's come a long way here, gotten a touch onto it. Nice touch, good movement on this near side. Oh, great defending. Superb work by Julius Soko. Space in the left side here. Fundova, good movement off the ball here. Oh, that's a lovely ball towards that far side. Top-notch goalkeeping. Perez getting the applause from those wearing the red out in the stands. That's top goalkeeping then. Were players after that far post that were lurking and hoping for the error. Lovely work by Mulubwa with the cross. There are 2-3 players around her, so her handling had to be absolutely spot on. As she went to ground, did just that. Did Peresi, on top of relieving her defense off of the pressure. Now, crosses coming in from the left and right here from William Zulu's side. Does have 4 ladies that have found the back of the net on the field in the starting 11. One on the bench that has scored for the Zambian side, that being Frida Gabwe. Nice to see both sets of supporters here donning the right colours, I say in inverted commas, in helping us differentiate between the two. Whilst those from Botswana were loud and proud in the early stages, it's the Zambians now that are finding their voices really for the first time this afternoon out in the stands. And it's they, as we go into the last 5, that will look to compete against those from Botswana, and who will be the loudest going into the half-time period break. Just when I thought those from Botswana were taking a bit of a break, they were starting to get into song once again here and made things interesting in the stands. Chomba. There's Chomba again. Piri beaten to it, then it was well read. That's the forward pass, not finding one of the 3 up front here for United in the middle of the park. Muchinga under pressure still. Able to find the teammate, was the victim of a late challenge, which is the reason why the ball is being brought back for the set piece. Having to work hard in defensive areas here is Maponga. She's had very little service up front, so having to drop deep at times to get involved in play. There she is again, along with Kinyaniche, who's played it down the line. Easy for Chamba to pick up the pieces here and go all the way back to Nali. That's Piri. Hazel Nali. The problems for Confedore to get there first. They are just launching them forward here, and this time it's caused enough discomfort for the Zambians to go safety first, then Vaspiri taking no chances. Piri has played every minute of this tournament for Zesco United, ever present in the heart of defense. along with Hazel Nali in your picture, the goalkeeper. Started and finished every game so far. And let's speed now. Race on here to keep it alive for Mubanga. She's done well. They are showing good pace, good strength, and in the end, maybe a little unlucky. Charity Mubanga to have that call go against her. Part of the 2024 COSAFA team for the Zambian ladies. Worked her socks off to get there. Now, did the entire circumference of the ball cross the line? Nope. Nothing wrong with that efforts. Great camera work, by the way. Lovely work from our VT team, our slow-mo team, in bringing us that action. So, now, a couple of minutes remaining here until the end of this first half. Can one of these sides find the breakthrough? The ball played in isn't bad. That's top-notch work by Mochawe. When they've been called upon, the likes of Mochawe and Gaborone, the central defenders, they really have done great jobs in moments of serious discomfort, or the beginnings thereof. Needed to get that right. Did have Mubanga just behind her, looking for a second goal of the tournament. Ladies over towards the far post. Gaborone. Tuchinga. Again, it's Gaborone with the clearance. This time it's Mochawe's turn. Tuchinga. That's nicely read by Ladies. Again, they now kickstart the counter-attack that may lead to the opening goal here for the young ladies from Botswana. A challenge, unnecessarily so, from Judith Soko. Syed was in the process of winning the ball back then, and she kept her cool. They may have been on with a chance at a counter-attack. Yep, it was a heavy first touch. When the ball had run away from Gitumenzi Ditebe. We are into time added on now. Good skill by Ditebe. 4 inside the box. They need a good ball. Goalkeeper's in trouble. Oh, it's found the back of the net. Well, forcing the issue then was Zesco Ndola. And it's Gaborone United that grabbed the lead in the minutes before the half-time break. Mentioned earlier that Radiaganyo will be one of the stars of this team, one of those to keep an eye on here. Lovely work initially by Ditebe. Needed a good ball. Keeper's committed here. Beaten to it by Radiaganyo. Angles the header in such a fashion that it gets the better of Anali and the defender as well. It comes off Chomba. She will be credited with it. Radiaganyo, the Botswana international, putting Gaborone United in the lead here in the final. Many have seen her as the best player in Botswana over the last few years, and well, she is a player for the big moments, huge moments. Yeah, at a crucial point in the game, the minutes leading up to the half-time break, And it's Zesco Ndola again that pops up and comes up big for a side from Botswana. Back in the day, it was the Double Action Ladies. Now it's Gaborone United. When it's not a club side, it's the Botswana national team, where she comes out with heroics time and time again. And the United fans again finding their voice. Well, it's just as well they were able to convert. There's some stunning work that's been done in defense, indeed be said, by the combination of Mochawe and Gaborone in dealing where some of the balls played, and they needed someone like Radiakanyo or Utlameti to come good on the sharp end of the attack here and reward the defenders for their good work. So, get a card here, which we will confirm for you shortly. I do believe it is to Radiakanyo. There is confirmation. Last minutes of 4 added on to the first half. Two of these ladies will know each other very well, keep in mind, from the constant action in the COSAFA region, whether with the national team or having crossed paths in this tournament in recent years over the last 4. With a lovely assist, by the way, on this near side for that opening goal. Just about kept moving then by Mubanga. Strong play in defense by Ginyadi. Again, it's the affairs that show their love for the defensive efforts as much as they appreciated the goal scored. 4 minutes added on have come and gone. This is the time for one more attack for the Zesco Ndola girls. The answer is no. So it's Zesco Ndola that will score the goal that makes the difference at the end of the first 45. It's the fans in red out in the stands that are in full voice here and celebrating what's been a great all-around display here from the ladies in red. Muchawe and Gaborone in defense, supported by Tlama and Ginyadi, have been absolutely outstanding at dealing with constant attacks from the left and right of the Zesco girls. The likes of Ndlovu, Piri and Mubanga have looked to cause problems for their opponents, but yet to find the all-important breakthrough, with Machinga putting in a good shift in the middle of the park as well. Chamba and Piri in the heart of that defense were good for the most part, right up until the end of that first half, when Radiakanyo made the difference. At half time, it's Gaborone United 1, Zesco Ndola girls no. Well, the stats are as follows, and well, the defense good enough to ensure that there's only been one shot on target from Zesco, as Perez has been very well protected, and Nali having more to do, having to deal with 3 shots, one of those getting beyond her. For every shot they've taken, it's been on target for Gaborone United. 100% shot accuracy, that says a lot. While Zesco girls have had the bulk of ball possession, they will look for more in penetration. We look forward to an entertaining second half at the A.W. Miller Stadium. And those that are out in the stands are providing the atmosphere a final of this nature deserves. Well, an important day here with both teams having lined up. The Zesco girls will come across here for the most peaceful moment of the afternoon in as far as these two sets of goals are concerned. Of course, the young ladies from Zambia in the green and orange, whilst those from Botswana will be in the red and white. The officials this afternoon, well, we'll be looking for a good showing as well. But before we get to them, let's look at Gaborone United. The look for Mochawe as well as Gaufetoge in the heart of defense to be solid, weighing the numbers 2 and 8 in midfield. They do have the experience Ariaganyo to look to, as well as Atari and Baileti. But it's the three up front that are a real threat, with Untameti having scored 7 goals. He is supported by Mabonga on 5 goals in this tournament, a whopping 5, and Ditebe having contributed with 1 on her own. So they will be a serious threat going forward, those three, and will look to bring trouble the way of Zesco Ndola girls. The officials, Nanjabulo from South Africa will be assisted by Evelyn Augustinus from Namibia, as well as Tahi Njadihari from Madagascar. Ms. Asinainia. And we'll be looking for a good showing, keeping in mind VAR will be playing a factor as usual in the COSAFA tournaments. It's the norm now over the last few years for VAR to be a part of the family in this big stage. Of course, Grace from Zimbabwe will be our video assistant referee, assisted by Clarice Simango of Zim, as well as Victoria Shangola of Namibia. Looking for the early momentum with Tamila playing the ball down the line easily, dealt with in defense by Gaborone United. Lovely scaled in and good movement of the ball on that far side. Strength came to the fore, and there was one duel in favor of Zesco. That's Piri showing good recovery at first, and read the situation well, dealt with that bounce, which is always uncomfortable for defenders to deal with exceptionally well, using her body, and a push forward. Finished first in the Botswana Women's Championship in the 24-25 season, which is how they booked their place to this tournament in Auckland Park. That looks a good ball, good run by Piri. So Piri's ball in, or attempt, is very well washed. Again, it's Gaufetoge, who's been absolutely outstanding in a defense for Gaborone United. This was a lovely ball. This good vision, good understanding between the two players. Well-timed run, very well meshed by the quality of the ball. Then that last look we saw for maybe confirms that. Nicely done by Piri in winning it back here. Muchinga. Mila. Oh, she's done well, Mila now. 2 teammates inside that box again. They are very responsible in taking up their defensive positions. Gaborone United, and protecting Perez between the sticks. Good movement. Drop of the shoulder then to find the yard of space for the shots. Good call, Radiganyo, who certainly want to watch in this game. Did play for double action and did win the best player of the tournament. She's wearing the number 26 jersey. So they are wise to her expertise and will be looking to keep a very close eye on the Botswana International. Now, Piri, early ball. It's a lovely ball. Best chance of the game here. Beautifully done by Piri. Now those two are happy with each other. The Mubanga applauding the effort from Piri on this near side. Skins the defender. That's what you want to see from the wingers. Beautiful ball between the two defenders, and in the end Mubanga just couldn't get up high enough to get over the ball and keep up with the trends of the game and which direction the games are moving, both the ladies and in the men's tournaments. Now, good movement, great chance! Oh, super goalkeeping. Top-notch goalkeeping then from Hazel Nali. What a lovely ball to match a lovely run on the far side. Now, Endless Piri. So, they continue to do great work. The team works with COSAFA, of course. And showing students also come in to learn in the different departments you can learn from a tournament such as this, either from a television point of view or the medical departments for the injured players that go down, which is the case now. Won't be a part of the media now. That's that last chance. What a ball. That's the ball of the match so far. Zesco looking for the opener here in this final. Piri as well to eliminate one now on the left foot. Oh, that's brave play once again from Gaborone, protecting Camelo Perez at the expense of a corner. Piri did so well here in picking the ball up and losing the defender. She eliminates one, she's bought herself time, she's bought herself space. Wins it back momentarily for United. Muchinga. Desiree, one out of the defenders here, the defender on the other side of the field. She's the only one that has found the back of the net so far in this tournament. Now, Piri, early with the ball in, and the keepers were painted into danger. And unfortunately for Zesco, they couldn't take full advantage of it. They'll settle for the corner. Well, it's Perez then dealing with the ball in from Piri. Very nearly played it into a spot of bother. Piri involved for the two best crosses so far we've seen in this match. They've both been problematic. A long way here, gotten a touch onto it. Nice touch, good movement on this near side. Oh, great defending. Superb work by Judith Soko. Space in the left side here. Fondovo, good movement off the ball here. Oh, that's a lovely ball towards that far side. Top-notch goalkeeping. Perez getting the applause from those wearing the red out in the stands. That's top goalkeeping then. Were players after the far post that were lurking and hoping for the error. Lovely work by Mulubwa with the cross. Now, a couple of minutes remaining here until the end of this first half. Can one of these sides find the breakthrough? The ball played in isn't bad. That's top-notch work by Muchawe. When they've been called upon, the likes of Muchawe and Gaborone, the central defenders, they really have done great jobs in moments of serious discomfort, or the beginnings thereof. Good skill by Nitebe. 4 inside the box. They need a good ball. Goalkeeper's in trouble. Oh, it's found the back of the net. Well, forcing the issue then was Zesco Ndola. And it's Gaborone United that grabbed the leads in the minutes before the halftime break. Mentioned earlier that Radiaganyo will be one of the stars of this team, one of those to keep an eye on here. Lovely work initially by Nitebe. Needed a good ball, keeper's committed here, beaten to it by Radiaganyo. Angles the header in such a fashion that it gets the better of Anali and the defender as well. It comes off Chomba. She will be credited with it. Radiaganyo, the Botswana international, putting Gaborone United in the lead here in the final. UJ AW Miller Stadium for the second half between Gaborone United and Zesco Ndola girls in the final of the CAF Women's Champions League COSAFA qualifiers of the year 2025. As things stand, is the young ladies from Botswana that do lead in the match, a 1-0 scoreline in their favor. It was Radio Kanya that gave them the lead in the moments before the half-time break. So Zesco with the first side out from the change room. They're already on the field, and by the look of things here, there won't be any changes where they're concerned in trying to come back into this match. Unbeaten as champions last season with 31 wins and 3 draws were Zesco, so they'll be looking to turn things around here in the second half. They certainly did have some positive moments with NLS Piri, of course, the international coming good in a good few moments on the left and right. There she is in your picture, creating some moments of discomfort in that defense for Gaborone United. Player of the tournament in this tournament a few years ago, scores the most important goal so far in this final. It's the young ladies from Zambia that will get this game underway. They'll attack the goal to the right of your picture. So, it's Zesco to attack the goal to the right of your picture in this second half, whilst Gaborone United would attack the goal to the left. Defensively, they were sound. Gaborone United here denying Zesco a number of clear-cut opportunities thanks to the work put in here from Kafetoge and Mochawe. Of course, Zesco, they did score a good number of goals in the last campaign, 213 of them, only conceding 9 in the league, in the way to being, or on the way to being crowned champions. And in 118 games back home, they only lost 3, drawing 9 times. Now, good work in the middle of the park from Mamachinga. She was ever present in that first half. Nice touch here from NLS Piri as she gives and goes and looks for the 1-2. Does well in finding time and space for the cross 3 in the box here. And great goalkeeping from Peresi. Superb work then, read the danger. Good communication between a defender and a goalkeeper. Flag had gone up for offside, however. Near side official is Evelyn Augustinus from Namibia. Now Zesco looking for a positive start here in these early stages as they are working out wide and trying to get the cross in again, having 3 inside the box with Gaborone. The only change in the game to have been made. Keep in mind, they made that change in the first half with Mina Milambo making way. Well, it's a good start here from Zesco. They do have United spending a lot of time in the defensive third. A few crosses coming in, a few throw-ins as well. Out from that far side where they look to work the ball into the box, into the danger area. Now, flick on here. And again, it's Kafetoge who's able to get it clear now. Aponga doing a good job out to that far side. She seems to have picked up a knock, but the game won't be held up since she's already out of the field, or off the field, so to speak. Chamba to play it back to Nali. Now space in the middle of the park, Muchinga. So going further upfield here, and again in the air. Gaufet has hardly been beaten all afternoon long here. Zesco picking up the pieces in the middle of the park with Malubwa. Walia. Well, they're playing a lot of them into the air here. As Giadi left the best of touches. Piri couldn't get the better of her. So the momentum very much with the ladies from Zambia inside the opening 5 minutes of the second half. Nice turn. Mulubwa now looking for the quick 1-2 in the end. It breaks down on the edge of the box then. Well, they'll look to take their time about things in defense here. Peresi and friends as they look to, well, deal with this early momentum from Zesco. Again, it's Zesco to win it back. The early ball into the box, and Peresi reading the danger well. Quick with the ball upfield. Piri. Beyond one. And it's Piri now. Unable to give Zesco the momentum they were looking for in trying to push forward here. Ratari, the victim of what I believed was a raised arm from the Zesco player into the face. Decision still with Zesco here. So 5 minutes into the half, they certainly do have the momentum. And the speedy now, looking to drive things from the middle of the park. Again, they're good enough to pick up the second ball. Go. Once again, good play in reading the play, and the flight of the ball into the box then from Tamela Peresi. Zesco very quick to get the ball forward, very direct here in the second half as Piri again continues the battle against Ginyadi. Oh, she's done well, Piri. That the ball got out of play. The answer is yes, but pressure on the left back here for Gaborone United. All these certainly have come out showing good intent here to try and get the first goal of the second half and to level matters of Zesco. Now Peresi seems to have picked up a slight knock, so we'll get some attention from those off the field. We'll also give Gaborone United a chance to maybe have a chat here and look to sort out one or two things since the start of the second half, where momentum has been lost. You can see from the coach then in Khalid Nyanzima having a word with one or two of the ladies here to try and find a way forward so they can start getting into the opposition half of the field and stop playing themselves here. It's been all Zesco if you are just joining us since the start of the second half. Well, in as far as champions of this tournament, it's South Africa that has won 3. Zambia has won it on just the one occasion. No other nation from Southern Africa has been crowned champions. So the Lang ladies from Botswana would look to, of course, be crowned champions for the first time. Zimbabwe also finalists and losing finalists on one occasion, never to win on a final. Next of Mozambique and Comoros are yet to get to a final as yet. There's Piri. Couldn't find a teammate with the header. Movement is good here on this near side, but once again, Zesco organized defensively here. Radiaganyu looking for the 1-2. Nicely done in the middle of the park here. The ladies from Gaborone until that final pass. Nice strong turn in the middle of the park here for Lovu. Really with the ball forward, the three frontline players really applying pressure on that defense. Radiaganyu, the victim of the foul then from Andovu. Well, they're certainly showing intent here. Try and win the ball as high up as possible to also lift the tempo of the game. Zesco. Andovu guilty of giving away the foul. Good ball here to find Itebe. She's looking to use her strength to get the better of the defender, isolated for the time being, outnumbered as well. Has that effort from Piri, continues to show great energy levels. Piri for this Zesco side. Mchinga. Kept alive by Mubanga. Good work on the far side now. Chance to send in the early cross. Again, they've got numbers in there and strong in the air. Once again is Halvedo. She certainly has been outstanding. The lady wearing the number 8 jersey from that first half where her defending was top-notch. She's just brought that energy onto the second. Machingwa as well to ride the first challenge in the end. She is brought down here, and the set piece it will be, plus a yellow card shown for the challenge by Klamma. Well, opening 10 minutes very much belonging to the Zambian ladies here that finished second in the league in 2023. And also second by 1 point difference in 24. Mentioned earlier, they were champions the last time around here, and the supporters have certainly found their voice here and looking to will them forward into finding the equalizer. Approaching the hour mark now. Piri, it is standing over it. 7 on the end of the box, on the attack here. Now the ball played in. There's a wasteful one here from Endless Piri. Has scored 3 goals in this tournament. Played 315 minutes so far. Of course, those of you that do follow the game will be very familiar with Zesco United, the men's team, as pressure is applied here in the end. Good goalkeeping from Nalik, one of the new players brought in this season to Zesco. It's Chumba. Not the best of balls, yep. Radiaganyu, by some time and space, good movement on this near side from Ditebe. Just the one target in the box for the time being. It's a great ball! Now, is that a penalty? They're appealing for it. United. All eyes on the referee. Njabulo Ndlela. Calling for the foul on Nali. Well, the fans from Botswana are shouting VAR, VAR. It was a lovely ball here from Ditebe. Keeper got to it first, I do believe. Then, in what was a good piece of goalkeeping from Hazel Nali. In the end, Untamezi again so close to an eighth, but lovely work out wide on the left side by Ditebe. It was her work on the wings that led to the opening goal in the latter stages of the first half. Untamezi is fine and able to continue with this match. Well, they would love nothing more than for United to go on and score a second here and establish the two-goal cushion. Nicely done in keeping it moving from Mubanga. Now, Piri again driving forward and again closely watched by Yadizwe. These two have battled all afternoon long here. Good work defensively from Yadizwe, supported by two then in forcing Piri back. Uchinga. They are working it forward. Mubanga again combining well with the run being made out to the far side. The final ball, however, is a disappointing one with three ladies having made their way into the box. Williams can't fault the efforts from his side here since the start of the second half. We are on the 1 hour mark, and still the goal scored by Lesego Rediaganyo making the difference. Again, another ball played in towards the near post. This time it's Machawe that gets it clear, taking no chances. United defensively, they certainly are under pressure in the second half. Corner. Momentum very much worth. The ladies from Zambia, and they capitalize enough to find an equalizing goal here. So Muluba, it is who stands over it. There's the player down and inside the box, so the game will be held up for a moment as one of the Gaborone ladies seems to be struggling. Zesco will make a change after this corner. Two have numbers pushed forward for the ball played in towards the near post, and it's Yadizwe. It's the first to get a touch onto it. Now committed the foul on the far side, so will remain on the back foot. Will United. So here's the change, which will be the second of the match to be made here. They will replace Jovu. We do have the set piece here, but we're immediately getting into the attacking areas. Fourth appearance, has played only just 56 minutes over this tournament, Marion Bewe, as the ball is played in straight into the arms then of Peresi, who's been great at dealing with some of the balls played in the box in the air. Her handling top-notch once again here, under pressure. Can't afford to drop that ball. There's 2 or 3 from the opposition team around her. Good work here by Charity Mubanga. Mentioned earlier, part of the COSAFA team for Zambia in the year 2024. Well, again, it will be a Zesco ball here. So, if you are just joining us, since the start of the second half, is Zesco, and the bulk of play has been in this part of the field here, with Zesco now looking for a penalty, nothing going. The referee not interested. Everybody back defending here for United, so all the clearances go straight to a lady in green, and the pressure resumes, as it is one-way traffic for the time being. Anyway, will do. And as far as their clearances, looking for the one target but the field here. In your picture here is Kinyadi, one of 4 that have been outstanding in a defense for this United side. She, of course, was one that was under pressure then, and as far as that penalty call, a few of the Zesco ladies are guilty of not playing to the whistle, allowing it to get the ball clear once the bounce came into effect. So, Nonjabulo Ndlela is having a serious word with the Zesco captain then, Abel Bwalia, about who is in charge, in fact, here this afternoon. Mchinga. Mubanga still pushing forward here, hoping to force her way through, and in the end will be called for the foul. And balled it. There you go. Again, Zesco early with the ball forward. Their 3 frontline players now are very much staying on the shoulders of the defense. Good work in winning it back then by Chomba. Wasting no time in finding Gabwe up the fields. Strength needed then. Not once but twice in the middle of the park, with Machinga getting stuck in. Well, she is strong and does have a presence in the middle of the park. Just the 3rd appearance of the tournament, had amassed just 180 minutes coming into this final. Esther Machinga. Mubanga again very involved here in the second half in trying to help Zesco keep the pressure and try and force 1 or 2 areas in that defense. Now that looks a good run, good ball, could be a chance here. Pity it is. Looking to cut it back, and in the end again the tracking back is top notch then And they've conceded yet another corner. So it's a top defensive play. This time from Klamma, the young lady who came into the second half already on a yellow card and needs to be very careful with regards to her defensive work. So far, they really have defended well for Gaborone United. Cleared by Ntamete. Zesco again working it back into the box, then Kabwe turning into trouble. Zesco again. And then back in a good area, can't find the quality final ball. The shot from range, however, got strong shots from Berwick. Good positioning from Tamelo Perezi. Well, they like what they see out in the stands, knowing that time now is becoming a serious factor against the Zesco ladies. Nothing wrong with the strike from a range, then time and space. Everything right about the positional play from Tamelo Perezi. And one of the United players has gone down. I do believe it is the goal scorer, Zesco Ndola, who's gone to ground here and has picked up the injury. So play held up until Radio Kanyoke gets some attention. Seems to be fine and able to continue with the game. Good challenge by Amapanga as United look to push forward the Alkameti. Getting onto it, 2-on-2 battle in that box and places it across the face of goal. Then on it needed was a touch. On the Botswana International with a great movement of the ball here. First field attack in the second half as they're taking some time in coming for the team from Botswana. Initial header by Alfredo. Again, are able to find Mubanga, not in the areas that are hurting United just yet. Again, that back four standing solid in the defense. And the speedy. Well, the Zambian International again involved in what's a 1-2 on that far side. Again, closely watched here defensively. Maponga, the attacker amongst those way back defending out on that far side. Now, breakdown in communication, not on the same page. On the edge of that box. Manubwa, as well as Mubanga. Well, you can see urgency in their play. You can see it right from the start of the second half. Zesco. The priority now, holding on to their leads for United. They are looking ahead of the counter-attack. It's all Zesco in the way of ball position here. Soko out wide on the far side. Nice turn from Apili. She continues to impress here with her work rate. Now, decent ball in here. For once, they do find Mubanga in the box, but the two touches aren't too convincing. That pretty much sums up the play from a United point of view. It's not been pretty at all for them. Trying to get onto the front foot, it's been tough. And a few of their players are beginning to feel the effects of all that defending. Well, a few players here that have been brought into this Zesco side have been impressive. The likes of Chamba in defence, Machinga in the heart of midfield, alongside Mulubwa. Nelly, of course, the goalkeeper. So, Unzamet makes way the top goal scorer for Gaborone United. Not looking comfortable as she makes her way off the field, so it could very well be a forced change as they're being made here by Khalid Nyanzima. Amakalan Siboto is coming on. Zesco have just about 15 minutes of the 90 remaining, and I do believe time-wasting tactics have very well begun with Peresi trying to eat away at a few seconds before sending the ball as far afield as possible. Clash of heads. Nasty. I'll be hoping it's not too serious yet. With both these sides still having substitutions available to them, they can look to the bench if they need to. Under 15 remaining here for the United fans. They, for the most part, watch their side defending and suffering for one another in the defense here, holding on to their 1-0 lead in the second half. There's been a lot of defending, a lot of pressure being applied by Zesco United, or Zesco Ndola girls, I beg your pardon. Gaborone United fans now beginning to let their presence be felt. Up against the highest paid ladies team in Zambia. In Mamelodi Sundowns, we've got the highest paid team in South Africa from a woman's point of view. Now, Piri. Tries she might unable to find that quality ball here to present the chance to Charity Obanga to go on and find the second goal of this tournament. Well, for the nation of Botswana, it's 13 minutes of holding on here if they can. Good work by Maponga. Had to work hard and physically in getting the better of Chamba. Nicely held up by Ditebe. There. Nice turn. Again, it's Ditebe causing problems out wide on this left side. Oh, that's a good-looking ball in there. Needed to be dealt with defensively. And that was top-notch work in the defense. Now Piri, the space to turn in the middle of the park. Runners up ahead of her. Can she find the right ball and keeping it moving? The answer is yes. Mbewe looking for the through ball in the end. Peresi will take a time about things here. Valia with the wayward touch. Good footwork, good hard running once again from Ditebe. Oh, she's done well in eliminating Chomba. I couldn't find the teammate on the far side, but will stay on the up and up. It's about Piri again, dropping back and looking to drive the Zambians forward. Then the early ball finding the three frontline players outnumbered in a defense. That back four is staying as is for Gaborone United. Goes with safety first here. They aren't venturing forward at all from the left and right. They are remaining as a back four in dealing with the front three that isn't dropping back to assist defensively. So they are keeping their discipline. Gaborone United. Well, in as far as the Champions League proper, Mazembe, the latest champions. These two teams will go out to try and do the region proud once again. And just how tough the competition is when you bring in those from the different parts of the region in the Champions League tournament proper. Southern Africa will love the fact that the region does have, of course, two winners or two titles in the Champions League, although it be from one team. Have to spread the love, of course, and have the other countries represented by club sides that go on to win it. Now, Piri sees a header easily dealt with by Perezi. So far, we've had the likes of Sundowns winning it twice, AS FAR of Morocco, and TP Mazembe, the latest champions. Interesting when you look up the champions runners-up, AS FAR and Massa, and Edo Queens at 4th place from Nigeria, meaning Southern Africa didn't have the greatest of runs in the last tournament. Best player from Morocco, best goalkeeper from Egypt. Fair Play Award to Massar. So none of the Southern African sides making it to the knockout stages in the last tournament. Now, good work in working it out wide here from Mabonga, finding the impressive Ditebe. Isolated, strong, still needs a bit of help here, Ditebe. Protecting the ball ever so well. Waited and waited for Ginyadi to join into the attack. Piri has covered possibly more ground than any other player out on the field. The lady wearing the number 7 jersey for the Zambians, totally impressive with her work rate. Also, it's impressive when she plays for the national team. Piri now, changes being made here. Udise will be coming on. Making way is Mabonga, lady who scored 5 goals here, unable to get onto the score sheet. In fact, to spend more time defending in the second half rather than getting onto the front foot. Gaborone has really come into good effect in the middle of the park here for Zesco, wearing the number 15 jersey. First involvement from Udise is a handball here. Really wanted to take it quickly, but she's not being allowed to do so. In fact, she has stolen about 10, possibly more, in the way of yards, so being brought back towards the halfway line is that ball. That's the reason why the set piece was given in favor of the ladies from Zambia. Now, body language from Piri suggests they are in a hurry. and the 7 minutes remaining in this final. Well, of the 90, that is. Piri. Nachawe with the clearance. Ditebe helps it on its way. And the foul committed. So momentum lost to Zesco. Cards to Endless Piri. Well, it looks good to kill. So in situations like this, I would expect the United players to take their time about the dead ball situations, which is exactly the case here. They've worked extremely hard on the defensive ends. There will be one more change to be made here. Zesco, you can see a player at the bottom of your picture is warming up. Well, I believe VAR is checking something here, which is the reason why the game is held up. So, Ndola Ndola having words with Kimo Grace from Zimbabwe. And the 5 minutes remaining, will VAR play a telling part in this final? So far, there's been no need for VAR. Keep in mind, we do have Imokres from Zim, assisted by Clarice Sigai Simango, another Zimbabwean, including Nusiku Vistoria from Namibia. It's a red card check, in fact. So this will be interesting. There will be time added on to the 90th minute, whichever way this goes. If there is to be a check, I do suspect it's Endless Piri that may very well be involved in the check here. Keep in mind, she's already on a yellow card. So, check complete. Well, there is no worries from a VAR point of view. So, Zesco will make the change. Mupeso. Will be coming on. So, Endless Piri, one of the players they desperately needs to be at her very best and to be out there until the end of the game. That's the reason why they were checking the red cards. That challenge with the stats showing where she did look like she may have nicked the opponent. Piri already on a yellow, living dangerously. Working hard in the effort to up her side, turn things around here. In fact, one of the better players out of that field is Endless Piri. Every time one sees her play, it's usually the case, and as far as her work rate and commitment, you can't fault it at all on any given day. Well, the lady on the ball now, there is Piri. Try as she might. Grab it. Can't keep it alive. The clock now very much ticking against Zesco and very much for Gaborone United. Well, they've worked hard in defence here, and the effects of all of their hard work may be catching up with them. Late in the game, the ladies from Botswana mentioned the heat as well. Will be a slight factor. The temperatures have, over the last couple of weeks, out in Johannesburg and other parts of the country here in South Africa, gone up quite dramatically from the winter weather. Nice turn, beautifully done by Muchenga. Again, amongst the new signings in this Zesco side in the current campaign. Now, for the push, Mobeso looking to try a luck from range. Multi-Tabi looks to come back onto the field here. Back to 11 on the field for Gaborone United. She's had a good game. Very good game. Out wide on the flank, looking for the 1-2 here. Oh, that's an ill-timed challenge by Jacqueline Chomba. Yellow card as well. Deserving of the card is that challenge. 90 minutes has come and gone. Now, all out in the stands will be looking towards the fourth official as changes are made for the time being. But Chipo Mercy in your picture from Zim will signal for the change here, determined amongst the contenders for player of the match from a Gaborone point of view will be making way. Created the only goal of the match so far. So how many minutes will be added on? That's the big question towards the fourth official, Chipo Mercy. And with that VAR wait, including the stoppages here in the second half, we know it's 7 minutes added on. Pity, can she come up with a bit of magic? A challenge to slow it down then by Lesego Radio Ganyo. It's Pity again. And solid work defensively this time by Alfred Doge. Again, one of the most impressive players on the day on the defensive end for United, wearing that number 8 jersey. Pressure being applied here. Zesco needs something special. There's the ball into the near post. Oh, cleared off the line. And Uchinga lifts it over. Perezi for once struggling in the air and living dangerously. Fortunate her teammates were there to cover on the line. Then the danger was still very apparent at that point, with Uchinga finding maybe the height of the ball awkward to deal with here, and the angle as well is slightly behind her. She looks to hook it back towards the net. Cleared by Mudiso off the line. Awkward for Muchinga to get over and direct towards goal. Well, Percy on the ground here, and well, to help it, and eating away at some of the momentum built by Zesco Ndola girls. So, time. Referee having serious words with Perez outside of your picture as we look back at this ball cleared off the line. Keep in mind the entire circumference of the ball has to be over the line for it to be ruled as a goal. But I think Perez reminded that there will be no further time wasting going forward in this match. Just a few moments ago by the referee. Now, mistake by the keeper. Oh, good recovery. And the foul. Well, she's been great all afternoon long at dealing with those coming into the box in the air. Last couple of them, though, have really caused problems. One cleared off the line, the other she drops right in front of the likes of Piri and has to be brave in throwing herself at the feet of the opponents. Oh, she was brave, but invited Piri forward then to try and get onto the end of it. Piri herself on a yellow card, keep in mind. Perez. Is struggling on the floor here whilst their teammates and Kalfedoche, I think one of them, unhappy with one or two of the opponents and they're exchanging words here. I do suspect it's NLS Piri who has rubbed her up the wrong way. And Piri, I don't think one can fault her for the incident with Perez, the goalkeeper, fairly going for the ball then after it was presented to her by the bad handling. Now, good refereeing here from Nonjabulo. They're having a good strong word with both players and good sportsmanship shown. Three of them will know each other well, Piri and Radio Kanye and company. Those that are internationals would have crossed paths on a good number of occasions in the COSAFA tournaments and such for the national teams. All the while the clock ticking. So close. For those that came here with t-shirts that already have champions printed on them. So, they'll look to get this as far upfield as possible, straight to Piri. Nicely done in eliminating one for Piri early with the ball in. It's overcooked here. Good communication between keeper and defense to allow the ball to go out for the goal kick. Shots from the United supporters out in the stands that want this game brought to an end. Untamenzi also wanting to start the celebrations. Tense times here. Zesco closing down right from the front. Kalfedoche looking for distance. Nali had very little to do in this second half, watching the ball mostly on the opposite side of the field for the most part. a challenge. Anywhere will do. Shouts of ref from the United supporters. Quality lacking with the attempt at the ball in the shot from range. Oh, it's got problems here for United as the follow-up is top-notch from Gaborone. And late in the day, they get the dramatic equalizer. How dramatic! Well, they fought and fought, didn't give up. From the first to the last, in the second half, it's been one-way traffic. Zesco constantly asking questions of Gaborone United's defense, and it started to crack late on. And the cracks are showing. And with possibly the last attack, with 7 minutes added on to the 90. And on to the 9th minute, the equalizer. First, the shot from range from Bewe, problematic for Peresi. Not convincing, as Gaborone followed up then, and not at home. In fact, it was Machinga with the initial shots. The substitutes, Gaborone, right place, right time. Gives the debutants in this tournament a lifeline, a serious lifeline, and a real chance of being crowned the COSAFA champions. Now, character shown by the Zesco ladies. There's Gaborone, your goal scorer. Had played just 99 minutes in a substitute appearance, scores a second goal of this tournament. And this final is far from over. Now suddenly, numbers push forward from Gaborone United as they look to get into the front foot. Wow, can this game give us any more drama? In fact, has Zesco gone to win it here? There you have it. It's Njabulo Klela. It brings the 90 to a dramatic ending here. And for Kamelo Peresi, the goalkeeper for United, she's gone down onto the ground and in tears. With the disappointment of that late equalizer clearly affecting her. Her teammates quick to get around her to try and get her spirits up. There's still football to be played here. We are moving into extra time. There could still be a possible penalty shootout at the end of it all. So she needs to put those mistakes behind her. Look forward to the battles that lie ahead. Work to be done from a United point of view in lifting the spirits of the players. But at full time, it's Zesco and have the momentum here, where it ends Gaborone United 1, Zesco 1. That's at the end of 90, I should say. Well, they've worked their socks off defending. They have to lift their spirits up, whilst for the ladies in your picture, the momentum very much with them. That goal will lift their spirits and may very well give them the upper hand and believing they can come from behind to secure the win here before extra time is done and dusted. Many of the ladies now feeling the effects of all that defending in that second half from a Gaborone United point of view. Also, one has to credit the substitutions made by William Zulu. The likes of Bewe Gabwe, Gubeso, all coming on to great effect and keeping the momentum going and keeping the constant pressure on Gaborone United in the hope that they would eventually crack, and they did right at the last minute. So, here's a man who's working his hands here, Khalid Nyonzima. That's to instill belief back into his side. Ranigan left for the change room, is back in the circle. Then will certainly need her experience and expertise. A chat in the way of Gaborone United, crucial in getting these ladies to believe once again and go out there and give more of themselves. They've already put it all out there, so there's still so much more needed of them before it's all said and done here this afternoon. There's Mary wearing the number 15 in off the bench, and what a job she did in the middle of the park. A couple of shots as well that would have troubled Peresi. It's Machinga that had the eventual shot that saw Peresi make the mistake where she exploded right in front of the oncoming Gabwe, who not at home. Well, the officials are being asked to leave the field here. There'll be some seriously tired legs out there. Look at the body language, the difference in body language of the two sides. The Zambian ladies all jogging and looking positive in their body language. All the ladies in red are slowly getting into their positions as they walk out onto the field here. There's Ranigan in your picture, scored at the end of the first half, only for Gabwe to find the equalizer right at the end of the second half. Again, it'll be interesting when you look at the body language of these two sides. Look at the Zambian ladies to the right of your picture, taking up their positions, all lively and jogging and moving with the possibilities seeming endless. Whilst for the ladies in red, who spend so much time defending, they don't quite seem to have the same energy levels, or maybe sparing the energy levels, I should say, in kindness to them. So, extra time it is. 1-1 the scoreline. More drama possibly coming our way here. Now, picking up from where they left off at the end of 90. Zesco on the front foot. Mulubwa winning the corner. Worry for Nyonzima in your pictures, and his side is once again on the back foot here in starting extra time. Have to wonder about the mental state of Tamelo Peresi. The goalkeeper was in tears at the end of 90. Mentioned that she needs to put that behind her and look forward to the future here. So great for most of the game in dealing with anything in the air. Can she continue in that regard here in extra time? Far post. There's Zesco there to get the initial touches, then in the end it's cleared at the expense of a throw-in, so United will stay in the defensive third of the field here. Valia. Kiadizwe done well in finding Modise upfield. Good work in finding a bit of space on that far side for Mulubwa. Closely watched, however. That was good defending from Ratari. Now one has to take one's hat off to the conditioning of this Zesco team. They are really not only up the ante in intensity in the second half, but were able to maintain that intensity right through until they broke their opponents down. And here they are at the start of extra time, and it's they that are looking the side that's most likely to make things happen for the time being. Just moving better, getting to all the first balls and at times beating the individual in front of them in the middle of the park, spending time in the opposition half of the field and pressing them back. Great energy levels, great conditioning to this Zesco team. Foul on Radiagan. Standing over it. What a game she's had defensively. Worked tirelessly and has been amongst the best defenders for United on the day. Stepping up as though she might very well fancy her chances at a goal here. Not striking it, looking for that goal, and in the end, well wide of the mark. Senyani will be coming on. Now, got the handball then. Play allowed to continue as Piri finds the good movement on the left side from Soko, keeping it moving down the line here. Mulubwa unable to force the corner, carrying only as far as Enelis Piri. Now shaping up as though she's going for the shot. Yeah, Piri it is. Defensively, Radiaganyo stepping up in the nick of time then to concede the corner. Well, little grimace then. Maybe suggests one or two of them are suffering out there for one another from a United point of view. Again, the difference I'm speaking of in body language from these two sides. You can see that in the momentum going with the away of the ladies in green here. Yet another corner for them in swinger. Good clearance from Yadito. Well, they seriously aren't able to play the ball out of their own half, and they're struggling in that regard. United, it's pretty much the same as it was in the second half for Zesco, spending all this time in the opposition half of the field and hoping to break them down. So many have dropped back that they may not have the energy to keep going up and down here from a United point of view. There's the shot that's going to go wide again. It's Bewe. Always eager to have a shot from range. One of those that came in and kept the momentum going on behalf of Zesco in that second half. For those that worked with us, she really did a stunning job in the middle of the park and just keeping that intensity going. Strong defending here by Chomba under the yellow card, so needs to be clever about it again. One player they may miss on that left side is Nitebe. Gaborone United, she was a great outlet for them, also troublesome when running at this Zesco defense with the ball at her feet. Since she's made way, they really are struggling at creating moments, even on the counter attack. Pushing forward. There. That had it out into a touch. There's another that's worked tirelessly that defense. Can you add into it? Alongside Machawe and Raufetoge and Klamma. Struggling now. United are putting 2 or 3 passes together. Now, good pressure on the defender. Oh, nicely done. They kept the cool at the back. Nandi and company. And forward they play here. Mubwa now trying the ball over the top. There's Bewe again, couldn't find Piri. Eventually it lands at in the Spirit's feet. Set piece, it will be in fact to Zesco. Little naughty there. Zabaile, after the foul was given, she kicked the ball away right in front of the referee, and no Jabulo, then the referee had words with her, and she quite wisely went to go fetch the ball. She kicked away to avoid possibly ending up in the referee's book. So does Puri look for a teammate or go straight for goal here? Already scored 3 goals in this tournament. Going for goal, good positional play, good handling. And to her confidence, very see a world of good. She is strong on the ball. There's Mbewe. Just outnumbered in the end, and a little isolated out on that far side. Chamba. Piri. And breaking down on the edge of that final third. Endless Piri. Chinga. Bewe with the ball in, just the one target inside the box, so the numbers back, standing Gaborone United in good stead in dealing with the balls played into the box. Nicely done, beautifully done by Machinga. Now here's a chance, good goalkeeping, came out, made herself big then. In knowing the angle, chance for a second for Gabon in the match and third in the tournament. Well, after some lovely work in the middle of the park by Machinga, first beats at the defender and then finds the eye of the needle. First touch maybe could have been better from Gabon. Ball into the near post. No one in attendance there from a Zesco point of view. It's Pili again, this time towards that far post, and plenty in attendance there for United defensively. Well, keep in mind a few of the finals in recent times, 2 of them have gone to penalties. So it's nothing new to see. Sides are deadlocked at the end of the tournament in the finale here in this COSAFA tournament, to see it ended with the penalty scoreline. Again, worth reminding you that the final in 2022 between Green Buffaloes of Zambia and Sundowns went down to penalties. Buffaloes winning in 6-5. Gaborone United last year lost out on penalties against the University of Cape Town, 9-8. Now, with shots in anger from Gaborone United from a long way out, hopeful shots at best. Frustration for Nyanzima. Matching on the bench. Heavy touch defensively then from Gaufedore in the end, and trying to make up for the error. Looked as though she could have fouled the opponent, but in the end the decision goes the way of United. Muscled off the ball then. Now right in front of the referee, then yellow card. This will be for Mobeso. As those two have come in off the bench, then a little over eager in the battle then against Bailey. Dangerous challenge. Over the ball and starts straight into the opponent's foot. Well, Peso joins the likes of Chamba and Endless Pili in the referee's book from a Ndola point of view. Well, it looks as though there is a slight problem here with Hazel Nali, who's gone to ground here. Referee trying to get her to get back up onto her feet, but she's gone down and stayed down. Move to this team from Green Buffaloes. Danali. I think she's convinced the ref. So she does have a problem. I can understand why the referee had a slight problem. The goalkeeper going down then. All the play has been happening on the other side of the field for the most part. Hazel Nali has just been watching on here and had very little to do in extra time, so it's a bit of a surprise that she on her own goes down and is in need of a bit of help medically here. Oh, their spirits will be in the right place. Zesco fans hoping the side can get the job done within the extra time period before penalties. Whilst they were lively for the most part and had begun their celebrations towards the edge of the match, that equalizing goal has knocked some of the spirit out of the United fans. able to continue. Already in time, added on to the end of the first period of extra time here. Good movement up to the far side. Uses a decoy for the time being. Ranyakanyo still going. Once he's eliminated two here. There's a couple of players inside the box asking for the early cross. I don't have much in the way of options for the short pass, so done well to eventually work it into the box, and that very much an area owned by Hazel Nali. So, end of the first period of extra time, and they are supposed to swap immediately as Buildup does indicate then between these two sides. Again, the Zesco ladies moving to the other side of the field. Watch all the United players coming over to this near side to their bench. Again, their body language suggests a few of them are suffering out there. Need some water. The Zesco bench now trying to get their players to also come out to the near side. The players were all about business in trying to get the second half started, but since the United players will go out for a drink of water with one of theirs down and in need of some help on the field, why not go have a word with William Zulu for the Zesco players. Well, some much needed nourishment for another 15 minutes here to try and find the winner between these two sides. As things stand, we will be moving on to a penalty shootout if the scoreline remains the same or equal to the end of 90. Second period of extra time underway here, and well, will we see better attacking play from the young ladies from Botswana? That's the big question in the second half, or will it still be one-way traffic in the way of Zesco asking questions? Again, this period, she's worked and possibly covered more ground than anybody else on that field here today. Mupeso. Good effort to keep it alive. Goal didn't go out for the goal kick. Nice touches in the middle of the park. She's class, Muchinga. She really is enjoyable to watch in the middle of the park. Well, another player down here, and cramps may be coming into effect as well for some tiring legs or some tired legs out there. This time is Ratari amongst those that has been involved right from the beginning of the afternoon. Keep in mind, if you are just joining us, the game kicked off at 2 o'clock local time. So 10 on the field it will be, in the hopes that Ratari will be back on the field sooner rather than later, whilst Zesco will look to take full advantage of the extra player on the field. What Ratari and company would hate is that Zesco could go on to grab the lead while she's still getting some treatment off the field. Again, hopeful ball forward here, but something may be on here. Keepers come out a long way, and in the end is in a bit of trouble. In the end, the cover defense from Chomba was good enough for possible to out in the attack. No one in support, so no one really to assist against the likes of Chomba and Nali. That's corner. It is for United. Chance to get some bodies forward. How much or how many will they commit into the box? Just 4 for the time being. A 5th joining in. 6th as well. Good goalkeeping from Nali. Well, a couple of players down here for United. The players really feeling the effects of the afternoon's work here. Kinyani's back up on the feet, which is a good sign. Still another player down here. Nali taking everything out here. 2 of her teammates, including the opponent. Well, still telling the field for United. Do have a player that is waiting to come back onto the field. Bottom of your picture is Ratari, who you remember had left on a stretcher a few minutes ago. Still hasn't been allowed back on. Ratari still standing on the halfway line, then looking to get the referee's attention. Now outside of your picture, in fact, bottom of your picture, she's come back onto the field. So 11 it is. With just about 10 minutes remaining. Well, they're struggling at getting it clear. United eventually is Kinyadize. Here she is with the throw-in once again. Under pressure is Chomba with the error. Ranyakanya with good vision and a good ball out to the far side, waiting for the ball to come to her. Instead of going to it, is Modise in the end. It's good work defensively by Zesco to push up field here. Piri. Oh, that's a lovely ball. Good turn. Solid work defensively. Just flowing down Ulobwa. And well on the turn again. Played into the near post, cleared by Mochawi. Isolated. And doing a good job of finding space and finding the movement of Ranyakanya out wide on this left side. Isolated the defender. Has the footwork. Felt she was fouled. Felt there was obstruction. In fact, the fans from United are far from happy with Nonjabulo Zela, the referee. Wants to continue the battle. Ranyakanya again. And want to play the ball into the danger area. That's top-notch goalkeeping. Great handling as well from Anali. With the release. Piri. Good movement of the ball here from Gabu. Solid defense. Hafedoche has hardly put a foot wrong all afternoon long. And as she clears the ball, another of the United players goes to a ground here. This time is Kamma at back 4, as I worked so hard throughout the afternoon here. It's somewhat understandable, especially with the amount of defending they had to do in the second half, where the entire half saw most of the play for them being played in the defensive third. So, getting some instructions here on this near side. It's interesting that she's pulled out wide to the left side here, where she's been able to isolate Valia on a couple of occasions for a one-on-one duel. Piri. Deflected and the header! Ooh, just wide. Well, she had two defenders on her. Looking for the place in the final and what could be a winner in the end. We've hardly seen Gaborone beaten in the air. To have a look at this, both Gaborone and Mutau were beaten by her. There you go. Again, battling with Valia. Gets the decision. Quick with the throw-in. Upeso. Valia. Piri. Onto the left foot. Missing by Amit Mau. Well, you speak of the great conditioning and wonder with some of our opponents struggling and pulling up and needing some attention. It's interesting to see Piri just continuing in the same vein she has been right from the get-go, including Uchinga here in the middle of the park. Just about 5 minutes remaining. 5.5, let's make it, until the end of extra time and the penalty shootout to decide who will be crowned champions and who will represent the region with the best on the continent. Now, it shouldn't pose any problems for Perez. See the ball popping up just before it got to her, but she had no problems adjusting and picking that up. Immediately looks for Radieganyo. Gets the turn on Valia. Again, isolated, but still pushing on here is Radieganyo. Covered a great deal of ground, and in the end is Chomba with the challenge to concede the throw-in with the cover defense. Strong in the defense, especially since she's been on a yellow card for much of the match, Chomba, so she certainly has done a good job of not landing herself in trouble. Well, the ball allowed to bounce, which could pose problems. Chomba again there to get it clear. And they've got the decision to Zesco. At this stage of the game, it looks as though the United players will be happy to see it go to a penalty shootout. The liveliest by far is Radieganyo here in these latter stages. She also has been involved right from the first half, right from the beginning of the game. Also amongst those on the yellow card who's needed to tread carefully. Was amongst the first to go into the referee's book in this encounter. Now, can they create one more chance here before it's all done and dusted? Cross into the near post, good numbers back defending here. To deny Mbewe. a chance at finding a teammate. Valia will get another throw in on this near side. Valia with the touch into touch. All Zesco in the dying minutes of extra time here. We'll get yet another throw in. Piri. Valia. Strong in the air is Galvin. Anyway will do. Space in the middle of the park here. Chumba. Few of the players out there will now, in the back of their minds, start thinking about the penalties that should be coming up. Raniganyo again is the outlet for Gaborone United, wide on the left side now. Spend most of the afternoon operating from a more central position until the tactical change in the extra time period, which has stood United in better stead in trying to get into the opposition half of the field. Watch out. Good work by Lezi. Drops the shoulder, loses an opponent. Can't find the final ball, however, she had three options. Raniganyo in so much space here on this near side. Endless period, endless energy. Ball in isn't bad, it's not bad at all. Good work defensively. Oh, that was top-notch work by Atlama defensively in getting it clear. Lovely play by Endless period once again.
Check, Messi! Check!
Now, numbers getting into the box here. 1 minute added onto the 30. Well, they left it until referee's optional time at the end of 90. Can they do it again in referee's optional time at the end of extra time? Let's go in finding a winner.
Serati! Behind the star now!
Half a minute remaining. Piri. The skill. Lovely work by Piri. Superb work defensively, staying with her every step of the way by Kinyadidre. Well, the time added on has come and gone. It's now about penalties and who will step forward here. Piri, well, one wondered about her fitness and the tireless work she's put into the afternoon. Will she be amongst those that steps up for a penalty? One has to wonder going forward here. There you have it. No separating. Gaborone United and Zesco Ndola's girls here in the CAF Women's Champions League COSAFA qualifying final. As both these ladies have worked tirelessly. Trauma at the end of 90 minutes as Gaborone United has started celebrating in as far as their fans in the stands, only for the late equalizer to come in from Gabo, who came so close to giving Zesco the lead. But at the end of extra time, it's Gaborone United 1, Zesco 1. Penalties will separate these two sets of ladies.
Come.
So, some brave ladies, 5 on either side, will be the first to step up here to try and conclude the penalty shootout and be crowned champions before the shootout goes into a sudden death. What a game it has been. It need be said here in Auckland Park between these two sides. However, they showed great conditioning to last the cause here for Gaborone United. So much work in defense since the start of the second half for Zesco. The way they upped the ante in the second half, upped the intensity as well. And for much of the second half and extra time, kept the opponents on the back foot. Few adjustments here and there from this United side in extra time, saw them start to get the ball into the opposition off of the field, more so with Radiaganyo coming out wide to the left side. She did a good job in that regard. One wonders if she will be amongst those, of course, the star of Botswana football to step up and take a penalty. Piri amongst those two standouts in a good number of players that impressed from both sides of the field here. The likes of Machinga in the middle of the park, another that was outstanding. Both goalkeepers playing their parts here. Peresi, who had broken down emotionally at the end of 90 minutes with the goal she conceded, seems to have put that behind her quite impressively. Time now to see if she can be the star of it all in the way of the penalty shootout. The referee, Zesco Ndola, is going through the rules with both sets of ladies. Will be the toss of the coin as well. Percy seems to have won the toss. And the time now for 5 on either side to step forward. Great officiating by the away from the refereeing team here of Zesco Ndola, assisted by Evelyn Augustinus from Namibia, as well as Tainjada Hari Hasianaina from Madagascar. And I'm not forgetting the fourth official, Jimo Grace. VAR did come into effect on one occasion during the course of the afternoon. Jimo Grace, along with an assistant in Clarice Simango, as well as Victoria from Namibia. So anyone's game to win this. Zesco, keep in mind, debutantes in this tournament. So what an impact they've had at the first time out here in the CAF Champions League COSAFA qualifiers. Gaborone United losing finalists last year on penalties, keep in mind. So their second penalty shootout in a final in consecutive years for the ladies in red. So the first to push forward here.
Evelyn, the Reds are out.
And take the penalty.
The Reds are out.
For Zesco.
The Reds are out of the center. The Reds are out of the center.
Even that one, they're out. Even the other team.
Percy will be the first to try and come up with a save.
We should be out. Hey, even that one, they're out.
Even the green.
So, pressure on Obeso, pressure on Perez. Obeso stepping up. Sends the keeper the wrong way. Comfortably done, job done for the young lady that came in as a substitute in this match. Confidently stepping up to convert the first. So Nali will be hoping to come up to with the save here to suddenly increase the pressure on Gaborone United. So stepping up here for Gaborone United is Zamachawi, the central defender, who was so impressive alongside Gaborone. Up against Hazel Nali. So, Machawi it is. Again, keeper remains rooted as Machawi finds the bottom corner. Easy does it for the central defender. Job done for the day here as she hopes teammates maintain the positive start she's given them. So, taking your time about getting to the ball here is Penelope Mulubwa. Looking to make it 2-1 to Zesco. Peresi. Oh, just left and in the end, guess wrong. Zamuduba again comfortably finds the back of the net here and sends the pressure over to the opponents, Gaborone United, to see if they can keep up with the standard being set by Zesco in the shootout. Well, the pressure will increase for the takers if they continue to find the back of the net here. All it takes is one to get it wrong, keep in mind. Zesco so far with a 100% record. Budise. It will be against Hazelnut. Needs to find the back of the net here to keep things level between these two sides. Also one of those that came in off the bench is Modise. Keepers gets right. Two strong hands onto it here from Hazel Nali. And well, Modise the first to be denied from the spot. So, chance for Zesco, if they convert the next, to really get a bit of distance between themselves and United in this penalty shootout. Well, one of the signings to have come over to Zesco, doing her part on the big stage with that save. Emotions understandable from a Modise point of view, but Piri with a big job to do here in ensuring there's some real pressure on the shoulders of Gaborone United. One of the better players on the day, one of the better players in the tournament, one of the stars of Southern African football. Here is Piri! Advantage, real advantage. Zesco Ndola girls. Zambian champions. Who showed character in coming from behind here have taken a serious lead, telling lead in this penalty shootout. Little dance to go with the converted penalty for a young lady who played her part in that impressive comeback. Talking about young ladies who played their parts here. How impressive was she defensively for Gaborone United? The pressure too much for some. Nali already denied United on one occasion. Can she do it again? Yes, oh, she's crossed it over. Chance for Zesco to win it. Outright. If they convert the next. Well, disappointment for Gaborone. Well over. And at the end. And, well, for Gaborone United, it won't be third time lucky in the way of Botswana sides in the finals, by the look of it. Now, how's this? Nali is the goalkeeper that will step up to try and score the winning penalty against another goalkeeper. In Peresi. To start their celebrations of being crowned Southern African champions. If Nali finds the back of the net, she's denied impressively by Peresi, and the drama continues. Did she have to adjust? No, stood her ground well, did Peresi then. Didn't commit to one side or the other. She waited for the penalty to be taken first. And, well, with Medise and Gaborone having not converted from the penalty spot, now is Baileti. Nancy Baileti, who has to score. Simple as that. If she doesn't find the back of the net, Zesco celebrates. There's Baileti! That's the best penalties we've seen in the shootouts. So it'll come down to this thing. Oh, that's how you take a penalty. Two keepers wouldn't have stopped that. Top draw. So, it's Chumba with the fifth penalty. Scores and they celebrate. The central defender stepping forward. Oh, keeper guesses right. Chumba denied. And suddenly, Percy has saved a couple of penalties and keeps Gaborone in the shootout when all looked lost a couple of penalties ago. Not the best of penalties by a stretch of the imagination. Still, Percy has to come up with a save.
Guys, you are back now.
Again, she waited before committing. And now, if Nali saves, all the penalties missed, is done and dusted. But if Udisenyani converts, we go to sudden death.
Guys, believe. You are back now. Believe. Believe. You are back now. You are back.
Pressure on Udisenyani, and in the end, takes us into sudden death. The drama just won't end in this final. Character shown by Zesco in the 90 minutes of play and coming back into this game. Now Gaborone United in the penalty shootout looked down and dusted at one point, but they've fought their way back into it. 3-3. Sudden death. First to miss, while the other converts in sudden death means that's how it ends. Hence, sudden death. So, stepping up now is Avast Piri to take the 6th penalty. Piri denied again. Peresi is turning into a serious star for Gaborone. They've started celebrating a little prematurely, some, in that they still have to convert their penalty for the win to stand. But what a story this will be for Peresi. At the end of 90, well, make the mistake that led to the equalizing goal. Was in tears. The teammates needed to get her up off the ground and encourage her to carry on with the fight. My oh my, how she has come good in this penalty shootout. Well, they lost in sudden death. Last time around did Gaborone United, and here they are in sudden death with a chance to seal this. And well, it's only one of their stars that's going to be stepping forward here. Radiaganyo, who has scored the opening goal in this final. Wow, what a roller coaster ride this has turned out to be for their fans. Lesego Radiaganyo up against Hazel Nali. I was a little surprised she wasn't amongst the 5 to step up to take one. She is the first in sudden death to step up and may very well seal it for Gaborone. Drills it home. And the COSAFA champions, for the first time, coming from the nation of Botswana, the losers last year in sudden death in penalties, the winners this year in sudden death in penalties for the nation of Botswana. 3 sides in 3 finals. It's 3rd time lucky, and while they looked down and out at one point after conceding at the end of 90, they really looked a side that had very little fight left in them. In the penalty shootout, then immediately they missed with Medise being denied, Gaufatoge being denied. That was their 2nd and 3rd penalty. And then the star up the side, Peresi, from a goalkeeping point of view, denied 3 in a row to keep them in it. Nali, Chomba and Piri all denied, only for Radiaganyo to step up and win it on penalties in sudden death. What an emotional day, what a way to win it. What a roller coaster ride, not only for the players here, not only for the coach Khalid Nyonzima, who's in tears himself. It's been a tough afternoon. Also, their fans have been great out in the stands. What a game, what a tournament. And Radiaganyo, who deserves to be crowned champion of Southern Africa, will now look to battle it out with the very best on the continent in the tournament proper. In as far as the Champions League. Zesco Ndola girls, well, they should be proud of the way they went about business. In the same group as Sundowns, beat Sundowns in the knockout stages, and here they are in the final where they showed character and coming from behind, but such is football and such is life at the very top. Where dramatics lead to stars, and whilst others celebrate, others, of course, have, well, tears, but not quite the tears of joy that the opponents are enjoying. It's agony for them. Well, the man or the player of the match at the end of it all. No surprise there. She herself is in tears. You'll keep in mind she missed a penalty as well, but the way she defended throughout the afternoon was absolutely top-notch. And the teammates for the chocolate team, also for the players that come to the court from a point of view. And on a lovely day in Johannesburg, out in Auckland Park, a final very few will forget that we're out here, and hopefully you at home as well watching on. And whilst the celebrations continue for Gaborone United, we'll go down to the coaches' interviews with, well, on the side of the field and everything.
And we are joined by the Zesco Ndola girls coach, William Zulu, Hadla coach, overall of the game, and the early substitute on the first half.
Okay, it was a tough game. And the early substitute, the one who started was not functioning well. So it's hard to remove her and bring in somebody else.
Despite the results, your team has had a strong tournament. What positives can you take away from this campaign?
Anyway, we have taken one or two things from this game. We have picked negative and positive from this game.
Thank you so much, Coach. And that was the coach from Zesco Ndola. After a good win for Gaborone United, winning by 4-3 on penalty shootouts. Congratulations, coach. We are joined by Gaborone United, Khalid Nyonzima. What a historic win for your side on your debut in this qualifier. Coach, last year you finished as finalist, and this year you lifted the trophy.
We're just unfortunate. Could have wrapped the game in the 90 minutes, but God things are always God has his own way. But I would like to say thank you to the players, technical team, and the supporters, and the COSAFA for giving me this opportunity to showcase my talent. If your country doesn't show you, doesn't value or doesn't care about you, the results will just speak for you. Because I feel that I've done a lot in my country, but my country doesn't appreciate my efforts.
Coach, leading the whole 90 minutes, and then things changed like a twinkle of an eye. In just few minutes before the referee blow the whistle, what happened? Yeah,
when it's added time, a minute left, you can't attack. We are expecting the opponent to attack. Then we need to resist. We can't be attacking while we are leading. So those things are about to happen to score on that time. But it was difficult to lift up the girls because they thought they got it, but it was yet too far to say we wrapped it. But I'm happy with the performance.
Let's look ahead, Coach. How do you plan to build for this momentum heading into CAF Women's Champions League proper?
We still have time because most of these girls, they come from WAFCON, so they're tired. I need to give them time to rest so that they can be having energy when you go to CAF.
Thank you so much, Coach, as you continue to celebrate. Let's go back to Sizwe, our commentator.
Well, thank you very much, Ngezi, then, and interesting interviews to hear the thoughts of Khalid Nyonzima at the end of it all. Then he's a man who's come to tears, still in the bottom of your picture, towards the bottom of your picture. You can still see he is emotional, and an emotional day here in Auckland Park. But what a day, and what a final. And the refereeing team amongst those at the bottom of your picture, more in a central position, did a great job as well. Will be rewarded for their efforts here in the final, as well as the semi-finalists and the finalists, of course. Well, it's the story that's continuing here in the way of the COSAFA region, looking to reign supreme on the continent the region has done so on a couple of occasions through Mamelodi Sundowns, but
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
first time we have had a final that didn't involve a South African team. Keep in mind, double action ladies losing out to Sundowns a couple of years ago. Gaborone United losing out to University of Western Cape last year. Third time lucky it is for the nation of Botswana. As some of the awards that will be handed out in your picture, including the Fair Play Award. The Fair Play Award last year went out to the University of Western Cape. In fact, for Botswana, they've seen double action win the Fair Play Award on a couple of occasions in 2023 and 2022. Still will get the best goalkeeper, top goal scorer, best player of the tournaments as well. At the likes of Return de Magore, Melinda Khadiete, Radia Ganyo involved in the final here today. She has won in the past back in 2023, including Kijumeti Sitebe of the Gaborone ladies last year. So Gaborone ladies with a chance to win the best player of the tournament in 2 consecutive years. Irene Nungu was the top goal scorer in the tournament with 5 goals a couple of years ago. In fact, we do have a record set by the second of 7 goals scored by Untlamete in this year's tournament, with Sude Tong watching on. Years of service to the COSAFA region from Mr. Tom and her team, and things just keep getting better and better as the years go by. You also see the reflection in the results, both on the men's side and on the ladies' side throughout the continent. When you look at the SA under 20s being crowned African champions, the improvement in the COSAFA sides in the way of the Africa Cup of Nations and in qualifying and qualifiers for the World Cup as well that are currently on. The constant activity in the COSAFA tournament has certainly stood the COSAFA region in a good stead over the years. Let me say thank you to the COSAFA team and all of their work over the years, of course. Well, they suffered for one another, I think it's safe to say. And at times, to be crowned champions, you need to suffer to get or reach the ultimate goal, which is to be crowned champions. And, well, for Botswana watching on, they'll be hoping all of this, of course, does go on to rub off on the national team, the ladies' national team, and things will get better once again and continue to improve for them moving forward. So the medals making their way onto the stage then.
who is the COSAFA ambassador, as well as former Banyana player.
Well, Mr. Shongwe and the dignitaries, and also amongst the dignitaries that are making their way onto the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make a round of applause for Pinky Matekane.
Sude Tom amongst those that will be on the podium. Yep, she's made her way onto the podium as well as Sue from COSAFA.
visual. Hello? We have an visual here. Visual. Yes. Okay. Visual.
So, the match officials will be first to step up. Evelyn Augustinus, Tahinchina Harry, Asinaina, Giva Grace, my VAR, Clarice Simango, as well as Nusiko Vistoria, the fourth official, Chipo Mayimbo Mercy from Zimbabwe, all will be stepping up, of course, to receive their medals. Job well done in a final that saw two competitive sides here, and at no point were the fingers pointed at the refereeing department. They did their job and allowed the players to put it all out there, and we are thankful for a memorable final from an officiating point of view.
Together for Zesco Ndola girls from Zambia.
Well, there you have it. The Zesco Ndola girls will win the Fair Play Awards. First side from Zambia to win the Fair Play Award. And the captain, Balia, will be stepping up here. Will be a bit heartbroken. Balia still suffering the heartbreak of the loss in the final, of course, so hard to crack a smile at a time such as this, but well done to the Zesco Ndola girls. We take our hats off to them. They really did compete and put a lot of heart out there. And there you go, there's a smile. Well, she will be back to pick up a silver medal.
Gentlemen, please make some noise for jersey number 1 for Gaborone United, Camelo Perez.
Well, there you have it. Your goalkeeper of the tournament, Perez, did such a good job at dealing with the aerial duels throughout the match until late on in the day she made the mistake and was emotional, but in the end turned out to be the star and the hero in the penalty shootout, Perez. And what a performance she's put forward. Winning the goalkeeper of the tournament. Needed to be strong emotionally and was.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for jersey number 20, Untame.
Well, the first player to score 7 goals in this tournament. Untame, 7 goals in the past. The top goal scorers have been the likes of Khadiete, Arin Lungu, Nkoi of Sundowns, and Taweti. Never surpassed 5 goals. In fact, Lungu and Khadiete were the only players to score 5 goals. Now we've got a new record set at 7 goals set by Untame. Congratulations to the Gaborone United player.
Please put your hands together for jersey number 7, Endless Piri from Zesco.
So, Endless Piri, the player of the tournament, and there is no denying that she really has been impressive. The tireless work, the force that she is really out in that field, and it showed in the final in helping her side come from behind. Yes, she showed character and never shied away from any of the responsibility out in that team. Unfortunately, did miss the final penalty in a sudden death, but not denying Endless Piri, the player of the tournament, very deserving of the award at the end of it all.
We'd like to thank them for their time, their effort, and also all the innovation that they brought to this competition. Moving over to the silver medalists, ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for Zesco Ndola girls from Zambia.
Now, you know, losing finalists, it's worth noting and mentioning again. And this was their first showing at this tournament. And what a showing it was to come in, shake things up, and get out of the 14 group all the way through to the final, eliminate the tournament favorites as well. And also the performance in the final, where they really did make a game of it by coming from behind and showing true character in doing so, in finding to equalize with the last kick of 90 minutes, and well, the penalty shootout was where it all came to a halt for them. But what a performance from the ladies from Zambia. 2-1, they beat Mamelodi Sundowns. They came from behind there and came from behind to make it 1-1 and go into a penalty shootout against Gaborone United in the final. And well, they really gave us some performances here that we won't forget in a hurry. The likes of Chomba in the heart of defense, impressive, as well as the likes of Machinga out there, and not forgetting Mulubwa as well. That's the ladies that really did make us stand up and take note. The captain, Kwalia, the player of the tournament, NLS Piri, and we, of course, can't forget the technical team that is led by William Zulu for the work they've done in ensuring Zesco not only top Zambian football, but came here and came so close to topping Southern African football. This, of course, in Southern African football, one has a feeling we haven't heard the last of Zesco Ndola girls here. They will be back next year, or will do their best to try and come back next year, and they'll be hoping, should they conquer Zambia again, to come back stronger, and hoping to be on this podium again, but to be the last to go onto the podium, if you know what I mean. So, the semi-finalists have
Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming your ultimate
picked up their silvers
of the CAF Women's Champions League COSAFA qualifiers. Please put your hands together for Gaborone United FC from Botswana.
There's your silver medalists in Zesco Ndola girls, and whilst they enjoy their moment, it's time now for the ladies from Botswana to step forward here. Gaborone United, overjoyed with themselves, and so they should be, having the time of their lives here. This will be an afternoon and evening they won't be forgetting in a hurry. How's that? From Aponga, and they're going to pick up Herman. They're all having a party out here. The likes of Baileti. And, well, they... At one point, looked as though they may be out of the final after having conceded later in the fashion they did at the end of 90. Radiaganyo and company shows they've got proper fight in them. And their strength was in their defense, which was breached right at the end of 90 minutes. But they continued to suffer and work hard. And in the end, they are rewarded with gold medals and a chance of being crowned the best on the African continent. Radio Ganyo, one player that deserves everything that's coming to her with her service to football out in Botswana. The likes of Undameti and others that are internationals in this team have certainly done their bit. Who can forget Gaufet Doge and her performances in that defense alongside Mochawe as well. Well, the team coming up with the team then. And here's all smiles. Gaborone United step up here. Nicholas Akim. I believe it is. Now, technical team. And the team itself have begun their celebrations now. So, Peresi, goalkeeper of the tournament, captain of Gaborone United, with possibly the proudest moment of her career yet. Just been crowned a league champion in Botswana. Now, lifting the trophy. And, well, walking it over to a teammate. These are the moments players live for, of course. This a moment that will one day be a story to a grandchild and some nephews and nieces listening on. And the story will be of how she and her teammates went on to conquer Southern Africa up against a tough team from Zambia to put it all out there and forced her to put it all out there along with her teammates. So, Peresi, Damelo Peresi, captain of Gaborone United, joins her teammates as they celebrate being crowned the Queens of Southern African football and the CAF Women's Champions League COSAFA champions. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Gaborone United are champions of 2025 in Southern Africa. Well, we take our hats off to them, and what a journey it has been for them. Losing finalists last year, winners this year, and they'll hope to take the journey up to battle against the best from the north, the east, the west, and Central Africa in the hope of being the next from Southern Africa to be crowned African champions. So the fans, those that have traveled down to Johannesburg, continue to celebrate with the team. They played their part out in the stands as well. And well, as we take our hats off to Gaborone United, we thank you for taking the time to join us on a day where Botswana is proud of the ladies in red, that being Gaborone United, the Southern African champions.